Golden State Valkyries have only played one WNBA game and they are already the second most loved team in the entire league. So let's talk about it. What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today we have another update video for you guys, and I'm a little late on covering some of these topics, but I did make a TikTok yesterday about the Golden State Valkyries. You guys, we have got to talk about the hype around this team. I also wanted to cover some of the attendance and happenings from some of these other preseason games, and also, you guys, we have to talk about some of the roster cuts that have been happening because the deadline is just around the corner. And we are going to be seeing all of these WNBA rosters get finalized. Will some of our favorite rookies make the team? We're going to talk about the Washington Mystics because something that they just did makes me a little bit nervous for the future of Lucy Olsen, but I am hoping she makes that team. We'll get into all that later in the video, but let's start out by talking about the Golden State Valkyries and their record-breaking night. For their first WNBA preseason game, they had 17,428 fans in attendance, and that is the third highest attended preseason game in WNBA history. So this game was against the Los Angeles Sparks, and I was flipping back and forth between this game and also the Aces Phoenix game. And I know that this is a preseason game, but the Valkyries really impressed me. And like I've been saying about the Los Angeles Sparks, I feel like the Valkyries have a similar style of play. Both of these teams are not going to be fun to play against. They play fast-paced basketball. They're really scrappy. They get after it. They might not have the biggest superstars on either of these teams, but they are just fun to watch. It's actually fun basketball to watch. They play hard on defense. And again, like I said, they're really scrappy. They get after it. The fans in the arena, shout out to them because it felt like a playoff atmosphere. Now, one player who truly stood out in this game was Caitlin Chen. And if you guys remember, Caitlin Chen wasn't even projected to be drafted into the WNBA. She was at the draft supporting Paige Beckers, her teammate at UConn, and her name did get called by the Valkyries towards the end of the night. But watch this play with Julie Van Lith and Caitlin Chen. Also, somebody told me it's pronounced Julie Von Lou. You guys let me know in the comments below. I'm only going by what the announcers say, and the announcers were pronouncing some names wrong throughout the game, so they need to do better on that front. But look at this play and just listen to how loud the crowd gets. This is also getting a ton of views on social media.
The Sparks, another offensive rebound. Van Lith, what hustle with the steal and the pass. Chen got it! Madness here inside Chase Center. Valkyries within one.
People were so hype over this play, and a lot of people were telling me that Caitlin Chen was the draw of the night. She was definitely the fan favorite. So I'm surely hoping that she makes the final roster and gets to stay in Golden State because this is so promising to see this many fans in an arena for a preseason game of a team that you have no clue how they're going to do. It's an expansion team. This is the first time that we've ever seen their court, their uniforms, everything in action. It's just so promising to see an arena filled like this, the arena where the Golden State Warriors play. And obviously having such a big basketball fandom in the Bay Area, that's actually why I was so surprised when I went to All-Star this past year and I was there for Saturday night and the place was empty. It was surprising to me because there are so many fans in the Bay Area. The Bay Area loves basketball, but maybe it was something where the All-Star tickets were just a little bit too much and the real fans weren't able to go because the cost of the tickets were so high. And for the WNBA, they're still accessible and able to get to the game. And this is also something for this franchise. I could see the Golden State Valkyries being a free agency destination for a lot of these players because who doesn't want to play in front of a sold out arena, in front of a crowd and fan base who is going to ride this hard for this team? I could definitely see the Golden State Valkyries doing something like the Indiana Fever did from Caitlin Clark's year 1 to year 2, how they transformed their organization and they made sure that they got in these bigger name players to surround Caitlin Clark. They don't have a superstar player at the moment, but they have the hype and they have the energy behind them. So I could see them definitely making some massive moves in free agency. Something else that I wanted to mention is some people were bummed that Kate Martin did not start the game. They were saying that they thought that she would start because a lot of the marketing and promotion that the Valkyries were doing was with Kate Martin. And as we know from last year when Kate was with the Aces, her jersey was in the top 5 sellers in jersey sales for that WNBA season. Kate Martin was also somebody who we didn't know if she was going to be drafted. She was at the draft to support Caitlin Clark. So you're kind of seeing a pattern here with the players who are on the Valkyries, but all of this is just super exciting to see. And I also wanted to talk about jersey sales for a second. I saw a video that Mick Talks Hoops made where he talked about Caitlin Chen's jersey already being one of the highest selling jerseys. And so if you go to the WNBA store, the top jersey sales, Caitlin Clark, obviously top 3. Then you have Angel Reese, you have Paige Beckers, Asia Wilson, more Caitlin Clark, and then Kate Martin is still in those top jersey sales. Another Caitlin Clark jersey, another Asia Wilson jersey, then Hailey Van Lith, another Angel Reese jersey, and then we have Caitlin Chen. And I told you guys my prediction a couple weeks ago. I still think that the top 5 jersey sales at the end of this season is going to be rookies and sophomores. Maybe Asia Wilson will sneak herself in there as well if she continues to have a season like she did last year. But these rookies and sophomores just have so much hype behind them. The new fans are so involved and attached to them. So to see players like Caitlin Chen, who didn't even know she was going to get drafted, you have Hailey Van Lith, Angel Reese is still up there, Kate Martin is still up there, and then obviously Caitlin Clark clearing everyone, Paige Beckers is up there as well. It's so cool to see how the league is growing, and I just thought that that was incredible, having the Golden State Valkyries essentially sell out their arena for a preseason game. The hype is going to be real, and they might actually be better than all of us are anticipating as well. I know I had them at the bottom for my power rankings, but I was just totally unsure of what we were going to see from them. But with this crowd, with this hype, who knows? Now with that, I did want to talk about some attendance from 2 other games, and one that actually surprised me, and that was the Minnesota Lynx versus the Chicago Sky. The Minnesota Lynx are a team that was in the WNBA finals last year, and then the Chicago Sky have a newly revamped team. Obviously, Angel Reese, who is a huge draw, is on that team. And then you have a player like Hailey Van Lith. Angel Reese and Hailey Van Lith are so famous when it comes to the pop culture sphere. They have both respectively have so many followers on social media. They go to these big events. They are household names even beyond women's basketball. And so I was actually quite surprised when I saw that the attendance for the Chicago Sky versus the Minnesota Lynx game was only 4,688 people in an arena that holds over 10,000 seats. It's surprising to me, and please don't show hate to anyone. That's not why I'm sharing this information with you guys. Please don't take this to spread hate to any players. This is not my intention, but it's just surprising to me how some teams and some players can have so much impact off the court, but it's not translating to ticket sales, and I don't know what that is. And we will also just have to see, again, it's a preseason game, but I was shocked by the attendance being that low. I will say that the Minnesota Lynx did not look good, and I had them number 1 on my power rankings, and I'm just going to say it's preseason, but I don't know what was going on. Nafisa Collier, it was one of the worst games that I've ever seen her play, and I'm sure that's not going to be the trend for the rest of the season. And the Chicago Sky have actually looked better than I expected them to be. Having Courtney Vandersloot at the 1 for this team seems to just have changed so much about them, and they might be a little bit better than I was expecting this year. Angel Reese does look better. Camila Cardoso looks a lot better, and Hailey Van Lith is holding her own in the WNBA, and I did have some concerns about her because she is undersized, and in a couple of those tournament games in her college career, she was having trouble to create space with the defenders who were guarding her, and I did worry about that with her going to the WNBA, where everyone is a little taller, a little stronger, a little longer, but she seems to be doing just fine, and she's really holding her own. Let's also talk about the Aces game versus the Phoenix Mercury. Now, this was the A1 night for A'ja Wilson for her new A1 shoe that she released with Nike. And they pulled in 8,637 people out of an arena that holds 12,000. Not bad for a preseason game. But the story of this night was actually rookie Deja Kelly. So this is undrafted rookie Deja Kelly. And a lot of people were noticing that she actually did attend the WNBA draft. And I think she was expecting to be drafted and she wasn't. But the Aces picked her up for a training camp deal. She went off. It was in the fourth quarter that she completely caught fire. It was the Deja Kelly show. And she actually hit a very big shot at the end of the game where, as you can see here, she is just taking her defender off the dribble. She pulls up mid-range at the free throw line, which gives the Aces the lead with 3 seconds left in the game. And if you look at this box score, you guys, she played 13 minutes. She was plus 11 on the court, which is the highest for her team. And she ended the game with 15 points. Like I said, she just completely caught fire, completely took over. And right after that, the Aces did announce that they were cutting Queen Egbo and Harmony Turner. And that was really sad for me because Harmony Turner is a Courtside Club member. She was on the show. I do think that she will find her spot in the WNBA. Hopefully it's this season. If not, I know that there is still a bright future ahead for her in professional basketball. Harmony tweeted and she said, "I'm so happy for Deja Kelly. Her story is a testimony, man. Keep killing it, girl." And Deja Kelly tweeted back and she said, "So is yours. Your story is far from over. Keep going." And I just thought that this was so classy, so sweet. And it's also just something that reminds us the reality of the situation in the WNBA right now, because there still is not enough teams for as much talent as there is in women's basketball. And as the game continues to grow, obviously there will be more expansion teams. There will be more opportunities for these women to make that final roster. But we have been seeing in the past week that there have been so many roster cuts. And I'm sure that you guys have been following along with the Indiana Fever. And most recently, they have waved forward Yvonne Ejim. The Indiana Fever have one last preseason game tomorrow. I will be going live for that game, so make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. We will just have to see who they wave after that game. The general consensus is that Michaela Timpson will make the team. And lastly, really quick, you guys, I wanted to talk about a move that the Washington Mystics just made. So this was just yesterday. The Mystics announced that they have signed guard Lauren Jensen to DC. And a lot of people are wondering if they signed her because Lucy Olsen might be on the chopping block. Why would they sign an undrafted guard to the team if they weren't looking to replace somebody who was already there? And a lot of people are just holding their breath for Lucy Olsen. I'm going to advocate for her because I was so impressed. Like you guys know, I was in person for the game with the Indiana Fever against the Washington Mystics. Lucy Olsen went in as early as the first quarter and she played pretty much the entire game. She played so well. She held her own out there. She looks WNBA ready. But you guys let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going to make these final rosters? Are there any rookies that you would love to see make the final cut? What are your predictions for the Fever? What do you guys think of the Golden State Valkyries? Are we all of a sudden Golden State Valkyries bandwagon fans? Can you even be bandwagon if it's their first season? Or are we just fans? Anyway, you guys, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it and click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. Also, make sure that you click that little notification bell because we will be going live for more of these games for our watch parties. And tomorrow is another one. We will be watching live for the Indiana Fever versus the Atlanta Dream. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Uyena.